All right, good evening, everybody. Happy Saturday night. We are live here on Ken's 5, talking about a nice start to the weekend. It is the last weekend of September, first weekend of fall. And did it feel like fall? In the morning, it did. It felt great this morning. We had a low of 63 in the city, even cooler across much of the hill country this morning. We had lows in the mid-50s in Fredericksburg, Kerrville. I think Bernie bottomed out like at 58, which we can take a look at in a second. But our numbers here in San Antonio, 63 to 92, which that 92 is 4 degrees above normal, and that 63 is about 3 degrees below average. So kind of in the ballpark, but not really. But nowhere near those records. If you take a look at the third column from the top, those show the record highs and lows for today. From 2005, our record high for this day in history in San Antonio, 102. Back in 1942, we hit 41 degrees. That was cold, and it shows you what's possible in late September. And this is the trend going forward, where hopefully we get a little bit more frontal boundaries moving in, and that'll drop our temperatures, hopefully. But right now, next 5 days, pretty quiet, and then hopefully in mid-October, things change up a little bit, but in the meantime, it's pretty quiet. If you have any questions, comment down below, join the conversation. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask away. We'll be live for the next 15 minutes, and then we'll be live again on Ken's 5 News at 10 for the latest forecast as well. 89 at Lackland, 86 at Stinson, 87 at Pleasanton, 79 at Bulverde, 75 at Bernie. Right now, feels great outside. Temperatures are pretty comfortable, 89 in Del Rio, and similar numbers out west. I was going for about 93 to 94 in Del Rio. I need to take a look at what they reached today. But it was a warm day, first weekend of fall, yet again. We talked about that earlier. Just want to make sure audio is working okay before I get started. I mean, I already began, but just want to make sure this is working before we continue on. And it looks like it's fine. All right, temperatures right now, 84 at Pleasanton, 80 at Beeville, 78 at Victoria. There's the radar. It is quiet, not much action happening outside. And forecast lows for tomorrow morning, very similar. I would say about the mid-60s for San Antonio, more upper 50s for the hill country. Kerrville probably around 57, 58 tomorrow. Bernie around 60 to 61. They may even hit 59 to 58 just because the air's still pretty dry. We haven't really rebounded. Humidity really hasn't returned all that much. And as a result, I think tomorrow morning will feel phenomenal once again. If you got out early this morning, by the way, it was great. When San Antonio reaches the mid to low 60s this time of year and the air is dry, the humidity is knocked out, it feels awesome. And basically a repeat is expected for tomorrow morning. So get out and enjoy it. It'll be Sunday, so maybe shave out an hour or so just to drink a cup of coffee tomorrow morning on the patio. Just enjoy the weather, because tomorrow morning, chef's kiss. But tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be another warm one, probably lower 90s or so for Sunday afternoon. Maybe some upper 80s, near 90 in the hill country, under a mostly sunny, partly cloudy sky. Overall, pretty quiet for your Sunday and to wrap up the weekend. Back and forth, this ridge, really not doing much in our weather pattern. It stays pretty quiet for the foreseeable future. And what that means is basically through October, it stays generally quiet. High temperatures, lower 90s, lows in the 60s and 70s, rinse and repeat almost every single day. There may be some enhanced coastal rain, but we'll see what happens. I just think the next 7 days is generally quiet. There's not much happening in our neck of the woods, unfortunately. Different story in the Atlantic. There's Hurricane Umberto. This is incredible. This is now a Category 5 hurricane. This is the second Cat 5 of the season. I believe Hurricane Aaron was a Cat 5 briefly in a very similar area, by the way. Water's just so warm there. It's very deep, so it's very conducive for strengthening tropical storms and hurricanes. That is Hurricane Umberto. Winds are at 160. That's a Cat 5. Moving west-northwest at 10. Pressure's at 925 millibar. And if you look closely, just to the west, right here, I know Hurricane Umberto's on the right side of the screen, spiraling like an incredible Category 5. I mean, you can see the eye from satellite right there. Can you see that? If you look very closely, you can see the eye, the pinwheel eye, just perfectly on satellite. Right there. That is just ominous. All right, so hundreds of miles west is this right here, a rarely disorganized tropical wave, and this is right near Cuba and moving into the Bahamas. Well, this is going to be Imelda very soon. Here's the latest forecast. Latest guidance has it changing track slightly. So Umberto going to be a problem for Bermuda because it'll be on the eastern side of this storm. but Imelda will float just offshore, and it looks like as of right now, not making a direct landfall, but still a Category 1 hurricane. Winds around 70 to 80 miles an hour offshore, and then also increased surf and some rainfall. I would say the focal point will be from South to North Carolina, anywhere from, I would say, 1 to 5 inches of rain. That'll be a safe bet. Let's see if we can just do this really quickly. So here's Monday. That's when the rain starts really kicking in. Let's see if we can enhance this a little bit more through Tuesday, because this will be a slow storm. It'll be basically hovering off the Carolina coast between Monday and Wednesday. Going forward, so I would say by Wednesday afternoon or so, Wednesday night, there could be some areas between South Carolina and western North Carolina, like near Wilmington, upwards of 4 to 6 inches is possible, plus coastal flooding. But this storm should remain offshore. But if you have any friends or family or loved ones in North Carolina, that's where it looks like the heaviest rain will be with this strengthening storm. Okay, here's the 14-day forecast. Our forecast stays dry tomorrow at 92, 93 on Tuesday. A little warming trend through Wednesday as October begins on Wednesday. And then a little cooler by Thursday and Friday. Temperatures in the lower 90s, upper 80s, and lows in the lower 70s.